Everyone. I would like to start this international webinar with this special quote that is success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love the work, then you will be successful. So, starting a new chapter, I, Abhishek Kumar, being your host, want to extend a very warm welcome and very good evening to all of you present here. And I hope you all are doing amazing. So, on the behalf of the whole SEMS family, I'll welcome you all for this international webinar on the topic PoSH Act 2013. And to add our guest of honor and our speaker, Miss Meenu Goyal, ma'am. Ma'am, it's a great honor to have you with us, and we are very much thankful for your presence. Now, let me introduce our speaker to you all, Miss Meenu Goyal, ma'am. She is the founder of the Embrace Life. Apart from that, she carries around 17 years of and corporate experience. Now, she is the hardcore into the training and the development from the last 7 years. She is also advocating POSH and POSHO along with the training and the development. The sole purpose of her is to make help mankind, bring a smile, and empowering women's kids, children for the betterment of now instead of tomorrow. She is on the task to preach the right of the women, children, and help them to studies education so that they can have read, write, and understand the things and lots more.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhishek. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all. So, guys, if you can open up your camera, it would be very nice so that we can see each other and we can talk to each other. You all know me. Abhishek has given you a brief and a very nice introduction. I carry around 17 years of experience with 7 years hardcore into POSH and POXO now. That is prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, and the other that was POXO. It is known as prevention of child sexual offense, right? Both of these are very, very important topics to understand how to prevent sexual harassment from the childhood. But we all are adult, right? So we will be learning about sexual harassment at workplace, which was given by the government of India 10 years back, that is in 2013. 9th of December 2013. So after 10 years, we are going to discuss about this very important topic, which is the need of the hour. In other countries, we do have anti-harassment policies, anti-sexual harassment policies, and various other policies, but not PoSH Act 2013, right? Because this is only in India, which is specially meant for women. But now we will be talking about gender neutral in total, because men can also be harassed as women are, right? So क्या दिख रहा है आपको इमेज में?
Ma'am, the girl is feeling uncomfortable.
Okay, very nice, Abhishek. सिर्फ अभिषेक को दिखा और किसी को दिखा ही नहीं. Nobody else could see this image that the girl is feeling uncomfortable by the touch.
Ma'am, we can see the manager or the boss is touching his shoulder.
All right, and the
He is
girl is not very
uncomfortable with this.
comfortable. Okay, and in this image, the second one,
Ma'am, the man here is thinking that, oh my God.
कई सोच
What?
रहे होंगे मजा आ गया.
Man also wants why she is touch me.
Yes,
I
why
don't want
she's
to touch.
touching me, right? So this is not only for females, that is, we will be talking about gender neutral. Okay, so there are a few images. I want to know your opinion about it. Quickly.
Ma'am, they are in the office doing the same work, same task in a same team.
Ma'am, we can see the both gender are harassed, not only women's, men's also.
Okay, very nice, Neha. Thank you. See, all these images are related to the workplace, related to office atmosphere, and these are inappropriate touch or feeling of uncomfortableness. Whether the first image where the female is touching, I'm so sorry, female is touching the man through his foot, right, under the table. Below image, same, the girl is touching the boy, right, inappropriately and with not a right gesture. The second one, if you see the above image, the boy is trying to block the passage. He's trying to, take him to the corner and forcing him to either speak or do something which is not good. The below one again, the girl is trying to pull the necktie. Fourth, here, boys and girls both are involved in the same act. Sometimes boys do this and sometimes girls do this, right? But it happens, agreed? Harassment happens whether it is a boy or it is a girl.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So, if you can relate to this picture, किसी ने महाभारत देखी हो?
सबने लगभग ये सीन तो देखा है मैम.
He's भीष्म पितामह and she's अंबालिका, right? ये वाला तो definitely याद होगा, सबको याद होगा.
Yes, ma'am.
क्या है ये? फिर बता दो फटाफट.
द्रौपदी चीरहरण.
द्रौपदी चीरहरण. Exactly. Right? तो कहने का मतलब ये है कि अभी से नहीं, ये सदियों से होते आ रहा है. It is happening from a long, long time. And everybody who does this gets punishment. Right? Whether Duryodhan Dushasan did it, whether Bhishma Pitama did it, whether any girl or a boy who does this act of harassment gets punished. And this is illegal. You are not allowed to touch the modesty of a woman, and nor women are allowed to touch the modesty of a man. So we are here to understand this Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act of Sexual Harassment at Workplace, right? So not only the prohibition and redressal are important, we should understand the importance of prevention. If prevention is there, if we are talking about what not to do, how can we behave with respect? Then prohibition and redressal would not be required at all. So the focus should be on prevention. I hope everybody have heard the very, very common saying, prevention is better than cure. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So we will be focusing more on prevention and bit of prohibition and redress. So we'll be doing activity, assessment, video activity, scenarios, group activity and recap. Okay? Because we do not talk about this subject. So today we are going to pause, think and reflect about this subject. I hope nobody talks about the sexual harassment. This is only the topic either in the newspaper or in the news. But do you generally talk to your friends? Do you talk to your colleagues about how we can stop sexual harassment at workplace? Anybody?
Ma'am, I think that we can install CCTV camera at the office, workplace, in the lift, in the stairs, so that these things can be minimized.
Very nice, Abhishek. These are precautionary things, but everything starts from the head. Everything starts from the mindset. If you have a filthy, mindset, if you think that generally in India, what we say, एक लड़का लड़की का भी दोस्त नहीं होता. Heard this very common filmy dialogue?
Yes, ma'am.
आपकी मम्मा, आपके डैड, अगर दो कलीग्स को भी साथ में देख लेंगे ना, they'll definitely look back. दोबारा से मुड़ के जरूर देखेंगे, right? Because that is the tendency, that is the mindset, and we are working on the mindset. I hope that would be okay by you if Abhishek, you and your colleague are sitting together and eating food, right? That is normal because you both are colleagues. Even she does not have anything in her heart, nor you have anything in your heart. But the people who are going to look at you might think it differently. That is why we say that we have to pause here, we have to think, and we have to reflect on the mindset, on the understanding of the object. CCTV हम क्यों लगाते हैं? Just to see कि कुछ गलत हुआ है तो दोबारा से हम देख पाए, to get the right evidence, right? तो वो गलत होना ही क्यों है? गलत सबसे पहले हमारी सोच से आती है. When we don't think wrong, wrong will not happen, right? We need to design our ideal self. How can we be better? अगर नेहाल आपको कुछ चीज गलत लगती है अपने ऊपर, तो आपको ये भी फील होता होगा ना कि जो चीज मुझे गलत लगती है वो सामने वाले को भी गलत लगेगी.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So what actions we expect from us or the others, we have to do the same.
No, ma'am. We can talk to our parents, friends कि ये मेरे साथ आज हुआ है, ये किसी और के साथ नहीं होना चाहिए. Like.
बिल्कुल. तो आप उसके लिए प्रिवेंशन करेंगे ना, आप इसीलिए तो बात करेंगे कि आज आपके साथ हो गया, ये दोबारा नहीं होना चाहिए. It should not be repeated.
Ma'am, if we see that someone is torturing or harassing someone, then we should go and try to stop them.
ऐसे होता है अभिषेक?
Ma'am,
What we do?
ma'am,
We do make reels, we do make videos and we post it.
ma'am,
कितना करते हैं हम लोग? This is the
Ma'am,
biggest question.
ma'am, someone still ma'am do it, ma'am. I don't know about the maximum people, but some people are do it, ma'am. They try to stop it, ma'am.
That is what we are learning now. Till now, what is happening? People are getting beaten up in the road, whether male or female. And generally, all the people would be crowded and they'll be watching or they'll be making videos and they'll be posting it. There won't be anybody, any single person who will come and help that person, that victim who is being faced. Last 3-4 months, के आप newspaper उठा के देखो, every day without fail, you will see one or the other victim who is being harassed openly in the market. Videos are leaked out every day. But nobody is there to educate them that this is not psychological problem. This is the problem that we have to remove it completely. This is humanity. We are forgetting that. We have to take small steps, baby steps to improve ourselves. We have to follow workplace compliances and we will be learning through activity. All right. So the lady in orange sari is the real heroine. It is only because of her that we got this act that we are talking about today. That is PoSH Act. She is Banwari Devi. She stays 55 kilometers away from Rajasthan. She was working for the social cause, stopping, child marriage, basically female child marriage. But people did not like that. She was raped by 5 men and nobody cares. This is the true story. In Hindi, it is known as Bavander. In English, it is known as Sandstorm. And this movie is also released in Rajasthani, based on the true story of Banwari Devi. She did not got justice, but many women groups came to help and support. And because of her, we got this act, which is known as Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace for Women. It started for women, but now even males are getting harassed. So we talk about gender neutral.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Simple and easy video to understand, right? So what is sexual harassment? Why we say prevention of sexual harassment? Because anything which is unwelcome, right? Any unwelcome physical, verbal or non-verbal conduct of unnecessary, improper or unwelcome sexual nature would be considered under the sexual harassment. Be it unwelcome, it could be physical, it could be verbal, it could be non-verbal, and even it could be virtual. Nowadays, lots of cases are coming that when we are on Google Meet, Zoom Meet, there are meetings that is happening in the organization and people start fighting there. People started scolding each other. You can't do this, you can't do that. And they even started using abusive language, right? So even virtual harassment is not allowed. You cannot ask any female to open up their videos late night. You can't call anybody on video. until and unless this is very, very important. And obviously, sexual nature things are considered as a sexual harassment. So, what is unwelcome, which we say is inappropriate touching? We saw it in the starting. We feel bad. It is one sided. We feel powerless. It is unwanted, demeaning. It causes anger. It causes a sadness, right? Anything which happens during the work hours, during the workplace, it is all called unwelcome act. Clear? So, what do you think a physical conduct or contact or advances will include? क्या लगता है आपको physical sexual harassment क्या होता है? What it is? Anyone? What do you think physical sexual harassment is?
Physical touch in body, every.
Yes, physical touch. Okay, makes sense. What is verbal harassment then?
Ma'am, it means you are saying a words that a girl or a boy is not feeling comfortable with that word or sentence.
Very good. Anything which is verbal in nature, whether it is a song, whether it is abusive words, whether it is a joke, whether it is body shaming, whether you are talking about anything which is inappropriate, which is not, you are so black. How do you eat? When are you planning to have babies? Even these things are included into very good other abusive language in nature. Absolutely good. Right? Whenever we abuse also, FO word when we use it is strictly said no. And it is not only that you both cannot speak, if other person is sitting beside you or standing beside you, and that person has overheard this, he or she can also feel uncomfortable. Visual conduct. What do you understand by visual sexual harassment? Yes, what do you mean by visual sexual harassment?
We can share like
Hmm.
unwanted like on videos, images.
All right.
Ma'am, showing the content in the pictures form, video form.
Even anything emojis are considered to be wrong nowadays when we are talking about, that, for example, there are knives, there are different emojis which means differently to you. For example, I have shared one heart, right? Very simple emoji. But when it reaches me, I'm not in that mood. What I'll think, oh, why he always sends me such emojis? Right? So even emojis can also be considered wrong when we are not in a right framework of mind. So anything which is visual in nature, whether it is through mail, whether it is through WhatsApp, whether it is through SMS, emails, Twitter, Insta, Facebook, any medium, or you are giving handwritten. But anything which is being seen and it is offensive in nature is considered to be visual sexual harassment. Okay, thank you. Okay, when we talk about non-verbal, we were speaking about verbal. Now, what is non-verbal sexual harassment? How, without speaking, how can we harass somebody?
With eye contact.
With eye contact. Very good, Nihal.
Inappropriate way.
I'm so sorry I couldn't hear you, dear.
Touching in inappropriate way.
And Misha, I'm extremely sorry again. If you could repeat, it would be great.
Ma'am, I guess he was saying that someone expression of the face.
All right, face expression. Yes, face expression, making lipping, pout signs, making kissing sounds, winking of eyes. Even you all must be aware of that third finger. When we show third finger, it means F, right? Dekh lunga tujhe. Right? When we point fingers, it also makes somebody offensive. So these are few forms of sexual harassment. There are ways which government of India has strictly said that do not do these things at work. Okay. So what is not sexual harassment at workplace? When the managers talk about performance review, but in a polite way. There is always a way of saying things. So when we speak to somebody in a very rude way, in a sarcastic way, right, in the abusive tone, then it feels there, right? Not only in heart, but also in mind. We feel depressed. But even for the performance review, whether it is good or bad, when we speak to somebody using I messages, oh, I would have thought that you would do better. You should have not done this in this way, but rather I would appreciate doing it in a much better way. Managers can ask for work-related deadlines, constructive feedback, rejection of leave or pay hikes. These are not considered to be sexual harassment if words and tone are used properly, if vocabulary is being used properly. If vocabulary is not proper, tone is not proper, then definitely harassment can be done. Blame game should not be there. It should be very, very polite. It has to be accurate vocabulary has to be used with accurate pitch and tone.
Today is just another day at work.
This print looks like a pillow cover. Only if I use it as a pillow will I know how soft it is.
Such unwelcome or unwanted comments at the workplace are an offense under the PoSH Act. In case of sexual harassment, whether employee, student, client, or a visitor, you can file a complaint with the Internal Complaints Committee of the concerned establishment. Any unwanted sexually determined behavior, such as inappropriate touch, groping, sexually colored remarks, or showing of pornography are also punishable under sections 354A and 509 of the IPC.
Right? This was a very simple word that he used, that the print looked like a pillow cover. Right? So we are not allowed to say any such words which make anybody uncomfortable, which is absolutely illegal. There are cases of sexual harassment nowadays just because of unawareness. People do not know where to report, how to report. All these things needs to be educated. So there are two categories. One is an employee and one is an employer, right, under the PoSH Act. So employee is permanent, temporary, trainees, third-party workers, or volunteers. Anybody who is dropping in your organization for a work relation, whether they are payable or they are volunteers, they are considered to be employee under the PoSH Act. Similarly,
affect the victim in a drastic and inelastic manner. The intention behind in any conduct does not reduce the impact of those actions on the victim. Whatever the intention behind in any conduct may be, the impact of it to the victim is to be given more importance. Remember, it's not about intent, it's about impact.
alright, the very, very simple slide which says it is not about intent. मैंने जानबूझ के नहीं किया था, गलती से हो गया. The only thing which will be considered under PoSH Act would be the impact which happens on the victim. उसका असर क्या हुआ है, that will be taken into consideration. Not आपने मन से किया या नहीं या गलती से हो गया. मैं अपने फ्रेंड को मैसेज भेज रहा था, बट वो गलती से आपके पास चला गया. राइट, दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन थिंग. वी डू सेंड non-veg jokes, non-veg emojis, even images, and it reaches to somebody else. When they report back, they say, oh, गलती से चला गया. But ये जो है ना, intent will not matter here. It will be what impact that happened on the other side. It will matter. Similarly, workplace, any place where you are going out for work, whether it is your office, whether it is your home, whether it is your boss house, whether it is any Zoom, WhatsApp video call, Google Meet, Teams Meet, any virtual platform, client premises, business travel, accommodation, anything due to employment will be considered under the workplace. Even if you're going for a training, seminars outside of it, that would also be considered in the workplace. So guys, what do you think? People do not report about sexual harassment. Why? I need the answers quickly. Why people do not report?
Ma'am, ma'am, they think that they would be being judged.
Good. Fear of judgment. So only Abhishek is there on the call, or there are other people also?
मैम पीपल थिंक के बेफालतू हम इस मामले में क्यों पड़े मोस्ट ऑफ
Acha. Fear of
They
socialization.
think like what will society say if they tell this to anyone?
ठीक है. Social taboo. लोग क्या कहेंगे?
Ma'am, I guess if someone asks for the proof, then how she will show that she has been sexually harassed or mentally harassed or physically harassed? Absence of proof.
All right, very good, Abhishek. Absolutely true. Proof of witness or proof of evidence is one of the things that people think, अब मैं क्या बताऊंगी? किसी ने देखा तो है नहीं. Guys, these are the small things. People do not know where to report. What people will think, मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ है? Why this has happened to me? If I tell my mom, she'll say, why it happens to you? What my colleagues will say, right? If you are the only bread earner, then अगर जॉब चली गई तो क्या होगा? These are the few questions people do not report. So guys, let me tell you, this is absolutely confidential process. Nobody even comes to know if you're reporting this. Nor your clients, nor your colleagues, nor your family members. Nobody will come to know. And there would be non-disclosure agreement between you and the internal committee that you are going to report it to anybody else, right? So it is only you who can tell, otherwise nobody will come to know. So do not worry. But if you are going to keep quiet, if you are not going to tell, other person will take advantage. क्या सोचते हैं लोग, इसने नहीं बोला तो मैं औरों के साथ भी कर सकता हूँ, है ना? So you are giving the liberty of doing or giving that privilege to another man of repeating this with other females also. Similarly, with males also, if males do not report, females will say, oh, I can do it with anybody. They do not speak. So the main agenda for today's session is to just make you understand that you have to speak for yourself. Nobody else is going to speak for you. And no means no. Absolutely no. There is a famous movie which also says this. I hope you all remember, which says no means no. Movies with Taapsee Pannu and Amitabh Bachchan. Which is the movie?
Ma'am, this movie came in the 2018 itself, I guess, 18.
Which movie was this? What is the name of the movie?
Ma'am, I just forgot, ma'am. I guess.
It is the name of the color. Okay, I'll give you a hint.
Think
थिंक
Absolutely true. This is pink, right? Which also says even if your wife, your girlfriend, even the sexual workers, anybody who is not willing to do at that moment, you have to stop it. No means no. And even the law says this. Till the time it is consensual, it's okay. But if the female has said no, you cannot force, even along with the wife, right? So when we are talking about workplace, the scenario has to be absolutely understandable. It has to be period, right? So this process is absolutely confidential because anybody who is not reporting about the sexual harassment, there are lots of impact. अगर आपके साथ कुछ भी बुरा हुआ है तो आपके फिजिकल, साइकोलॉजिकल और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पे, तीनों पे बहुत बड़ा इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट आर द इम्पैक्ट दैट हैपेंस ऑन द पर्सन एंड द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन? Absolutely, Agar, it is fine. Thank you. What could be the impact on the person?
मैम पर्सन गेट स्ट्रेस्ड
Yes, stressed out, under depression. Very good. Anvesha, Abhishek, and other, what could be the impact if people do not report?
The things will go on, ma'am. This will continue.
Okay, physical,
the
emotional
ma'am, the
breakdown.
situation will become worse then.
Your voice is little low, Anvesha.
Ma'am, the situation will become more worse.
All right, yes, the situation will become worse, but the impact that would happen on the person is what Azhar has said, emotional breakdown. People start, stop talking to anybody. Isolation में चले जाते हैं. They feel that they cannot trust anybody. There is a feeling of shame. There's a feeling of guilt. Why this has happened to me? Where I should go and speak up. It says, no, when we cry, man halka ho jata hai. Right? This is absolutely true. So when we, when we are harassed, when we are emotionally not fit, we should speak to somebody. We should speak to the people whom we trust, who can give us the shoulder, right? So there are a lot of impact, loss of trust, extreme stress, loss of confidence, difficulty in concentrating, shame and guilt. If you are in depression, that yes, sometimes suicidal attempt, decrease in work performance, increase in absenteeism, retaliation from colleagues, humiliation, loss of career, all these things. An organization will think the person was good, but I don't know what happened. Now he's not performing, so let them throw them out. Because all the organization, all the company needs work, right? काम के नहीं हो तो बाहर से. They will not serve you. जब तक आप काम कर रहे हो अच्छे से करो, they will keep you, right? बिना काम के कोई किसी को जरूरत नहीं होती. All right.
Ashish, you shouldn't have done that.
Done what?
Touching my earring like that.
What? मैं तो बस कॉम्प्लीमेंट दे रहा था.
Okay, but मुझे पसंद नहीं है.
Okay, इतनी क्या बड़ी बात हो गई यार? Cool. I won't touch your earrings.
It's not about the earrings. यार हर बात पे if you're going to comment something, obviously तुम जानबूझ के नहीं कर रहे हो. I'm sorry, my bad.
Someone's cranky today. You want the massage later?
You need to stop. You're making me uncomfortable, yeah. This extra open behavior of yours, I do not appreciate.
मैंने exactly गलत क्या किया है?
हर चीज यार, वो सिली सा ब्रा कमेंट बात पे कंधे पे हाथ रख देना and then take you home. It's uncalled for, okay?
एक सेकंड, क्या बोल रही है यार निखत? I mean, मैं ऐसा ही हूँ. मैं ऐसे ही बात करता हूँ. I'm just friendly. और तुम और मानव भी तो close हो.
मानव और मैं दोस्त हैं. You and I don't share that equation. एक मिनट, और अगर तुम इतने ही फ्रेंडली हो तो मैंने तो कभी नहीं सुना तुम्हें मानव को ऑयल मसाज के बारे में कहते।
मैं सबके साथ ऐसा ही हूँ।
I don't care तुम सबके साथ कैसे हो।
कभी किसी और ने कुछ नहीं बोला।
I can speak for myself. Tone it down.
It's not my issue कि you don't have a sense of humor, okay?
This is not funny. You're in my personal space. Stay out of it.
I just think you're overreacting.
Okay. मुझे जो भी फील हो रहा है मैंने तुम्हें बोल दिया. You have an issue, we can go to the PoSH committee. तुम उन्हें explain कर सकते हो ना? Otherwise.
Alright, I hope this is very, very clear. Very simple video which tells in itself. Okay, so one question to you. Which type of harassment was this? Was she undergoing any sort of harassment or not, first of all? Was Nikhit under pressure? Was Nikhit undergoing any sort of harassment? Was she uncomfortable?
Yes, ma'am. She is uncomfortable. He is comfortable with his friend, but uncomfortable with other.
Okay, and what type of harassment was she facing?
Ma'am, she was not expecting the same the thing from his seniors.
Okay. This was a verbal harassment, right? वो जिस तरह से बात कर रहा था उसे वो uncomfortable लगता था, right, Nihal, Anvesha?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Any comment, any compliments also sometimes make you feel uncomfortable. That is what she was saying. I do not like your comments. I do not like the way you speak to me. It makes me uncomfortable, right? अब किसी भी चीज पे कभी भी किसी को comment नहीं कर सकते हो. And this is not, true in workplace. आप ऑफिस में इस तरह की हरकतें नहीं कर सकते. Verbal, very good, Avantika. Other, absolutely. Physical harassment, verbal. It was not physical, other, it is only verbal. क्योंकि they have not touched each other, right? When they were talking about massage, even massage is a verbal word. They have not touched each other. Physical तभी होगा जब वो एक दूसरे को touch करेंगे. ठीक है? So this is a physical harassment. Clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so moving to the next one. There are two types of sexual harassment in office. First is quid pro quo. मतलब आप मुझे मेरी increment कर दो, मेरा promotion कर दो, and I'm ready to go out on a date with you, right? Or I'm ready to do whatever you say. I need this. Vice versa इसका क्या होता है? आप मेरी जॉब बचा लो, मैं कुछ भी करने के लिए तैयार. ठीक है? जब हम परफॉर्म नहीं करते and we know that कि हमारी जॉब जाने वाली है, so we generally say बॉस कुछ भी कर दो यार, मैं सब कुछ करने के लिए तैयार हूँ, बस मेरी जॉब नहीं जानी चाहिए. So this is give and take. आप ये करोगे, मैं उसके बदले में ये करूंगी. ये मोस्ट ऑफ दी कॉर्पोरेट्स, बिग कॉर्पोरेट्स का ये सिनेरियो बहुत कॉमन है. एंड पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज आल्सो हैरेसमेंट. Either boss can say I am ready to give you hike, you come out on a date with me or you sleep with me today. Even the employee can say to the managers, I'm ready to do anything, I need increment. ठीक है. Second is hostile work environment, जहाँ पे हम gossiping करते हैं किसी के बारे में, हम किसी की लाइफ को हेल बना देते हैं कि बस हमें काम नहीं करने देना. इसे तो हमें अपनी टीम में रखना ही नहीं है, किसी ना किसी तरह ये छोड़ के चली जाए. राइट, सब समझते हैं ना? टिल नाउ वी आर ऑन द सेम पेज. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. So quid pro quo is something when we ask for exchange, incentive, promise, or you won't get promotion, you won't get good project if you're not going to do this thing with me. So this is always vice versa. Yes, other quid pro quo means give and take. So there is a video, you will relate to it for quid pro quo.
It's done, boss. Let me know what you think.
Okay. This isn't exactly what we were looking for. Maybe we can work something out.
Now I have two choices. I can get a promotion if I give him what he wants, or stand up for myself and shut him down. What would you do? You are not an object. Stand up for yourself.
Clear? And hostile work environment means when we start spreading rumors, we interfere in another job, we share jokes, and which makes us another person uncomfortable.
And you remember that team picnic we went?
Oh, yes.
In one photo, she was standing so close to him, and what
I
was
know.
that?
Oh, and I heard she went and liked all his Facebook pictures.
All, huh?
Everything.
But she does that with everybody. She liked even all of my pictures as well.
It's different for him.
not the
man.
same.
It's different.
Shh.
You saw?
That's
She's very pretty. And so much makeup here. What is this office?
Necessarily, you and I've seen the office.
3 years I've been working. No promotion, nothing. I know, man. Actually, what did she do to deserve this? I know what she did. What? No, these days you look slowly. Oh, hi, yeah. Hi. How are you doing? Good. Nice salwar kameez, deep neck and all. Nice body fitting. Where you stitched? It's ready made. You only must have. Huh? No, nothing. Only 1 cup of coffee. Not taking one for the boss today. No. You usually take, no? Nothing. Go. These days, no, these modern women. No, but that's what you need to do. No, I should.
Hey, Nisha.
Huh?
I had a meeting with the boss, sir.
Yeah.
Some personal meeting, this was?
Huh?
No, some personal meeting, because nobody else was called for it.
No.
Anyway, congratulations on your promotion.
Thanks.
Hope we didn't make you work too hard for it, huh?
So clear till now? Guys, yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so if you have any such concerns, if you're facing any harassment of any sort, it is compulsory for all the organizations to have the internal committee. If your organization have got 10 or more than 10 employees, they have to have internal complaint committee as per the government of India, which should have the presiding officer as a female employee and 3 other members and 1 external member also, right? So their names, numbers will be displayed and you can contact them, you can email them whenever you wish to. Alright, and you have that right to complain within 3 months. For example, आज आपके साथ कुछ होता है, so you have got 3 months to think about it and complain it in writing. And then within 3 months, internal committee will give their response to the employer. Okay, so 3 months for you and 3 months for the employee. Clear? Any questions so far? Anything that you want me to talk about it? Guys, now I want to tell you something very important. It is only for females. for India, if you are not comfortable speaking to the internal committee of your organization and you're facing any sort of harassment, I'll share my screen and I'll take you to wait, give me a second. Right, let me open up the Google and then I'll show you, right, where you can complain. I'll show you. All right. If you do not want to complain in the internal committee, you have got another way also to complain. All right. You go to the Google, right? I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So type SHEBOX shebox.nic.in. Right. This is for India. You'll be routed to Ministry of Women and Child Development. Okay. In the home screen, right, when you click on the home, you'll see two boxes: register your complaint and view status of your complaint. So if you want to register your complaint, click it here. Choose whether you are a government employee. If you are a government employee, you are a central government or a state government. If you are a private employee, you have to fill this form with all the details, right, and submit it. You will be, government will take care of you. Clear? And once the form is submitted, you will be routed. You will be having emails related to this. Government people will contact you yourself and they will give you a quick response. And this is really fruitful. Any questions so far, dear?
Ma'am, how much time does this take to whole process of completion?
90 days.
Okay.
Right? Though it could happen before also, but the turnaround time is around 3 months. It could take more depending upon the severity of the case. But the normal average time is 3 months. All right. Any other questions, guys? And how was the session? I would like to, know from you. This was all about actually sexual harassment, prevention of sexual harassment, which is related to the workplace harassment, and it is applicable for both the genders.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you just also let us know that if someone face any kind of physical harassment or some sexual harassment, if he or she goes to complain to the company, their boss or the supervisor, and then also some action is not been taken, then how she can do to better?
See, generally in office, what you should do is you should go to the internal committee. It is important because they are the first point of contact for any sort of harassment, right? They will help you out. Your bosses, your supervisors, they can help you, but not as the internal committee because they are made for this. They know what and how they should resolve the concern. If it is just the starting, you should speak for yourself. Say, no, I do not like it. It makes me uncomfortable. You have to fight for yourself. But second step is always the internal committee. And third step, you can report to the Ministry of Women and Child Development.
Ma'am, the next question which our participants want to know that if someone put any type of allegation which is false, then how he or she can prove himself to be not guilty?
See, if you have not done anything, internal committee give them the right evidence. Stand up for yourself. Internal committee is trained for such things that if there is a false allegation on you, the person who has complained will be fined more heavily than you are being fined. It is their duty to give the right justice. When employer give you any recommendation, any verdict, you can apply back within 3 months. आपको अगर लगता है उन्होंने गलत किया है तो आप दोबारा से उसके खिलाफ बोल सकते that I do not agree with this. This is your right as an employee, as an employer. All right, but do not be a victim of false allegations.
Ma'am, the last question which our participants want to know that can you share the list of application of this act apart from the scope of this PoSH Act?
I'm so sorry. Please repeat, Abhishek.
Ma'am, the one of our YouTube participants has wanted to know the answer of his question is that can you share the list of objective of this PoSH Act?
Objective?
Yeah.
Yes, it is available on Google freely. Objective of PoSH Act is to make the women safe. But it depends upon company to company if they want to promote gender neutral. Or for women, it has to be compulsory. Every organization has to have internal committee. Every organization needs to follow the the PoSH Act. I'll share you. Give me 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll share it. Even when you go to the, Ministry of Women and Child Development, you will see the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace app. I'll share. See, guys, we are on the same Ministry of Women She-Box wale site pe hai.
Yes, ma'am.
When we want to file a complaint, we went to the home. When we want to learn anything, when we want to know about the guidelines, these are resources. Go to the resources, scroll down first. Sexual harassment of women at workplace, prevention, prohibition. It is in English and it is in Hindi. Whichever you want to know, you can have it, right? The amendment also are there. The guidelines are also there. Everything is being very, very clearly written out here, right? This is the complete handbook. If I'll download it, it will come to my system. So it is better. Whoever wants to know it, they can download it themselves and they can go through it.
Yes, ma'am.
See, for this is a very, very beautiful video which says about the local
Excuse me?
complaint committee.
क्या हुआ? कुछ भी नहीं. It's okay. You can tell me.
क्यों? आपको भी कोई औरत समझ के परेशान करते हैं क्या?
बताओ, कौन परेशान करता है आपको?
जिस कारखाने में कपड़े सीने का काम करती हूँ, वहाँ पे मेरे साहब मेरे साथ रोज बदतमीजी करते हैं। मैं कितनी बार कहती हूँ मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगता, लेकिन वो नहीं मानते और मुझे नौकरी से निकाल देने की धमकी भी देते हैं।
तो तुमने इसकी कंप्लेंट इंटरनल कंप्लेंट कमेटी में क्यों नहीं की?
इंटरनल कंप्लेंट्स कमेटी?
सेक्सुअल हरासमेंट ऑफ वुमेन एट वर्कप्लेस प्रिवेंशन प्रोहिबिशन एंड रिड्रेसल एक्ट 2013 के अनुसार किसी भी काम करने की जगह जहां 10 या 10 से अधिक लोग काम करते हो, चाहे वो सरकारी हो या प्राइवेट हो, उन्हें इस तरह की यौन उत्पीड़न की मामले की जांच के लिए इंटरनल कंप्लेंट कमेटी बनाना जरूरी है।
नहीं मैम साहब, मैं जहाँ काम करती हूँ वहाँ पे सिर्फ और सिर्फ 7 ही लोग काम।
घबराओ मत, क्योंकि हमारे कानून में इसका भी उपाय है। जहाँ 10 से कम लोग काम करते हो, जिसमें घरेलू कामकाज करने वाली महिलाएं भी शामिल हैं, वो अपनी शिकायत डिस्ट्रिक्ट कलेक्टर द्वारा बनाई गई लोकल कंप्लेंट कमेटी में कर सकते हैं।
ऐसा मैम साहब?
बोलो, कहाँ है तुम्हारा काम?
यहीं पास में।
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So any other question, guys?
Ma'am, I hope, ma'am, all the participants get their questions or ready in the answers, ma'am. Yeah.
Alright,
Thank you.
Yes, please.
No, ma'am. Please, ma'am, continue.
Alright, so if anybody wants to know anything related to PoSH Act, POXO Act, or the College Acts, that is PoSH Act 2015, there are 3 types. One is at workplace, जो आपके ऑफिसेज और कॉर्पोरेट्स में काम आता है, जिसके बारे में हमने बात की है। स्कूल्स के लिए पॉक्सो होता है और कॉलेजेस के लिए PoSH Act जो यूजीसी ने बनाया, यूनिवर्सल ग्रांट कमीशन ने बनाया हुआ है 2015. So if you want, you can contact me, you can contact Abhishek, he'll liaison it between us and we can take it further, or you can search Meenu Goyal, you'll find me and you can have a word with me related to all the 3 acts, and I'll be more than happy to help you with this.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for this session, and I hope our participants learned many new things from this session.